Hello, welcome to the newspaper review. I am your host, Fatu George. On today's Foreign news headlines, NAWEC uncovers over 25 illegal electrical connections at former president's garden in Bata Kunkung. GTSC testifies before Select Committee on Jammeh's assets. Councillor Sirifo Bai Sonko linked to controversial 5-seat deal with Brikama Area Council. Chairman of Inquiry wants witness to cooperate or face prosecution. Former Brikama chairman under fire for mismanagement of geology funds. Now the news in details. The National Water and Electricity Company NAWEC has uncovered more than 24 alleged illegal electricity connections at the garden of former President Yahya AJJ Jammeh in Bata Kunkung, a coastal village in the West Coast region. The revolution, described by officials as part of a wider spread and long-running program, has triggered internal investigations and stern warnings to both and public NAWEC's own staff. Addressing journalists on Tuesday, senior executives of the utility company described the discovery as part of a broader and alarming pattern of unauthorized connection that have for years undermined NAWEC's operations nationwide. If NAWEC fails, we all fail, said Managing Director Gallo Sedi during a press briefing at the site. Some of these activities are not unique to this area. It's across the country and it needs to stop. Mr. Sedi, visibly frustrated by the scale of the issue, issued a blunt warning. Individuals found culpable, whether members of the public or NAWEC staff, will face the full force of the law. Mamadou Damfa, the company's senior HR and administration manager, acknowledged the possibility internal collusions, suggesting some employees might be complicit in the illegal activities. As a company with a moral responsibility, we are aware of the management component, he said. We will ensure that any employee involved in this illegal activity faces the full force of the law of internal regulations. All information gathered is being compiled into a final report for senior management and the NAWEC board to guide further disciplinary or legal action. Mr. Sedi ended the press briefing with an appeal to the public. If you see these things happening in your area, report them. We are not perfect. We need your help. We reminded customers that NAWEC's mission is to provide safe, reliable, and equitable access to energy. But that goal cannot be achieved if the system is manipulated. Everybody is entitled to electricity, but not through the back way, he said. There will be no massage or masala. We will deal with it. Sirifo Sonko, the former chairman of the Brikama Area Council, appeared before the Local Government Commission of Inquiry on Monday, 29 July 2025, and admitted to serious lapses in oversight and accountability, particularly in the handling of more than $33 million in geology funds meant for community development. His testimony was part of the ongoing inquiry into the financial and administrative conduct of local government councils between May 2018 and January 2023. However, Sonko confessed that most of the money was not used for its intended purpose. While facing lead counsel Patrick Gomez, Sonko admitted that the funds were instead used to offset negative bank balances. I should have asked, but I did not, Sonko told the commission. Money that was meant for the communities was diverted. Yes, he admitted. He said a finance committee was set up to look into the geology funds and a team was put in place to administer them. But despite being chairman, he admitted he failed to follow up on how the money was spent and accepted that it was wrong not to do so. The commission revealed that only a small portion of the money, just over $3 million, actually reached the communities. Gunjur Ward received $2 million, Katong Ward got $1.6 million, and Pirang Ward received $767,300. The general manager of the Gambia Transport Service Company, GTSC, Sidi Kanyi, appeared on Monday, July 28, 2025, before the National Assembly Special Select Committee tasked with investigating assets linked to the former President Yahya AJJ Jammeh. Mr. Kanyi's testimony came as part of the broader inquiry into the handling and possible misappropriation of state assets identified as belonging to the former head of state. Appearing before lawmakers, Mr. Kanyi confirmed receiving a formal summons to provide documentation and testify before the committee. Following his dismissal, Mr. Kanyi said he was reinstated in January 2018 and has remained in the position ever since. That's correct, he told lead counsel Lamin M. Diba when asked if he had resumed and retained the role without interruption after his return. The executive director of the National Nutrition Agency, NANA, Mr. Malang N. Fofana, has raised alarm over the Gambia growing struggle with a triple burden of malnutrition, a situation where undernutrition, overnutrition, and micronutrient deficiencies exist within the population. Speaking on Tuesday, 29 July 2025, during the validation of the National Preparedness Plan for Food and Nutrition Security crisis at the Metsi Hotel in Kotu, Mr. Fofana revealed that while progress has been made in reducing undernutrition, the country is now grappling with rising rates of overweight, obesity, and diet-related uncommunicable diseases. However, Mr. Fofana noted concern that indicators related to overnutrition and over-deteriorating rapidly. Now to the sport news. The Gambia Football Federation First Division League club BST Galaxy Monday announced the transfer of their star winger Halifa Jatta on loan to Finnish club AC Oulu. AC Oulu is a Finnish professional football club based in Oulu, currently playing in Finland's Premier Division. The 19-year-old joins Oulu on loan until the end of the season with an option of turning the loan permanent. Now to the Standard newspaper headlines. Livestock chairman says Janneh Commission faked records of sale of Jammeh's cattle. Government establishes standards board for teachers. CG tells GRA recruits to be good ambassadors. Gambia at UN Food System Summit. Parliamentary Committee on Jammeh's assets talk tough. Now the news in detail. The board chairman of the Gambia Livestock Marketing Agency, Ibrahima Cham, yesterday told the parliamentary committee investigating the sale of former President Jammeh's asset that some of the prices recorded by the Janneh Commission to have been the prices of the cattle they sold did not reflect the true values of the animals. Mr. Cham further accused the Janneh Commission officials involved in the sale of the cattle of blindfolding his agency from not taking records of the tagging and valuation prior to sales so that they, the Janneh Commission, could fake records. Cham also disputed the testimony of Alhaji Mamadi Kurang, a former executive secretary of the Janneh Commission, whose claimed that the GLMA participated in the valuation of estimation of prices for the cattle before they were sold. He alleged that during the tagging exercise, Mr. Kurang insisted that it was not the job of the GLMA but the Janneh Commission to keep records. The National Assembly Special Select Committee, Jammeh's Asset, has expressed concern that certain institutions and individuals have failed to demonstrate level of cooperation or diligence that commensurate with the profound national importance of its inquiry, warning that any obstruction or contempt will be met with disciplinary action, potential prosecution, and other consequences. The committee's concern emerged in the wake of testimony of the Secretary of Cabinet Aliu Njai, who was accused by members of attempting to conceal evidence and showing lack of seriousness. Njai denied the allegation. Basic and Secondary Education Minister Dr. Abibatu Drame yesterday inaugurated Gambia's first ever professional standard board for teachers. The board shall be responsible for establishing a Teachers' Service Commission for the validation of certificates of teachers, their appointments, promotions, and discipline, and will also serve as the authority for the recognition of teachers' qualifications. In her launching speech, Minister Drame said the establishment of this board reflects our shared determination to elevate education and recognize the vital role of teachers in shaping our future. The Commissioner General of the Gambia Revenue Authority, GRA, Yankuba Dabo, has urged new recruits of the GRA to serve as good ambassadors of both the institution and the country. Addressing the 57 recruits yesterday at a colorful graduation ceremony attended by the Inspector General of Police, Commissioner of Customs, senior GRA, and government officials at the Fajara Barracks, CG Dabo emphasized the central importance of professionalism and integrity. He highlighted that being a good ambassador means upholding the values of transparency, accountability, and service excellence that have made the GRA a model authority in the region. The Minister of Agriculture, Livestock and Food Security, Dr. Demba Sabali, accompanied by the Permanent Secretary Alhaji Nyangduk, is attending second UN Food System Summit Stocktake from 27 to 29 July in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Ethiopia and Italy, together with the UN, strive to facilitate a dialogue that enhances cooperation and generous investment that will transform food systems. The event will also provide platform for reflecting on progress, strengthening collaboration, and unlocking finance and investments to accelerate food system transformation. Co-hosted by Ethiopia and Italy, the advert reflected on global progress in food systems transformation, strengthen collaboration, and unlock finance and investments to accelerate actions towards the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals, with just 5 years remaining until 2030. The event will serve as a critical moment to reflect on nation efforts, explore solutions, and mobilize stakeholders towards sustainable, resilient, and inclusive food system. Now to the sport news. Top Gambian football agent Sehu Sedi has successfully brokered a loan deal that scares Aliou Fadera joined Italian Serie A club US Sassuolo from Como 1907. The move marks a major step in Fadera's career, giving the talented winger the chance for a more competitive sitting in one of Europe's top 5 leagues. The loan deal will allow the 22-year-old to showcase his talent at the highest level of Italian football, with hopes of a permanent transfer in the future. Speaking after the deal was finalized, agent Sedi shared his pride and belief in the player's potential. It's been a pleasure to be part of his journey, a talented player with a bright future ahead. Fadera, known for his pace, creativity, and attacking instinct, will now look to make his mark with Sassuolo as he continues his rise in European football. Now to the Voice newspaper headlines. Inaugural Sahel Governance Forum opens in Gambia. CG Dabo urges GRA graduates to uphold public service ideals. Victim Center gets €50,000 grants. Brikama Area Council Chairman calls on Gambians to unite and vote Barrow out. Now the news in details. The first ever Sahel Governance Forum opened today, Wednesday, at the Sadauda Kairaba Jawara International Conference Center in the Gambia, bringing together over 200 high-level delegates, including current and former African leaders, civil society representatives, and development partners. Hosted by the government of the Gambia in collaboration with the Goodluck Jonathan Foundation, the United Nations Development Programme, the United Nations Office for West Africa and the Sahel, and the Office of the Special Coordinator for Development in the Sahel. The two-day training from July 30th to 31st under the theme, The Future of Governance, Rebuilding Social Cohesion and Public Trust. President Adama Barrow officially opened the event, describing it as a timely initiative to advance inclusive and responsive governance in the Sahel. The Gambia is proud to host this important forum and ensure the benefits of sustainable peace and development are within reach for all Sahelians, he said. The Commissioner General of the Gambia Revenue Authority, GRA, Yankuba Dabo, has called on GRA staff to embody the highest ideals of public service, including discipline, integrity, and respect for lawful authority. He made the remarks at a graduation ceremony for staff and facilitators who completed a 2-month training at the Gambia Armed Force Training School. To the graduating batch, your achievement today is just the beginning, CG Dabo told the attendees. Let this training reflect in your daily work and become the foundation upon which you build long and impactful careers at the GRA. A total of 57 regular staff and 6 facilitators successfully completed the intensive program. According to Dabo, the training marks a significant milestone in the authorities' pursuit of international excellence. The Victim Center of Human Rights Violations assigned €500,000 grant agreement with African Transition Justice Legacy Fund under the Joint European Union and African Union AU financial project. This was disclosed on Tuesday by the Victim Center's National Coordinator, Mr. Keba Jum, during the opening ceremony of 2-day stakeholders training workshop on African Union Transitional Justice Police held at Paradise Suite Hotel in Kololi. According to him, the stakeholder training is part of the one-year project which will popularize African Union Transitional Justice Policy and the Gambia government's white paper. Mr. Jones says the AUTJP will be translated and aired in Mandinka, Wolof, Fula and Jola languages and will include a 4-day sensitization program with the National Assembly members. Chairman of Brikama Area Council, Yankuba Dabo, has urged UDP party militants in particular and Gambians in general to unite and vote the Barrow government out of office come 2026 presidential election. Mr. Dabo made the clarion call on Saturday during the opening ceremony of UDP's political bureau named after Njogo Njai in Mandinari village. He described Barrow government as a total misrepresentation of people's collective interests. Mr. Dabo raised concern over the severe hardship facing the country, particularly the youths whom he said were totally disregarded by the Barrow government. According to him, on the Barrow's watch, Gambian youth continue to have limited educational growth, fueling high unemployment rate and forcing many to embark on journey to Europe via the back way. Karamonjai, senior UDP official, has reacted sharply to lawyer Hassan Martin's comments on older political guards to rest their leadership ambitions. Mr. Njai, the United Democratic Party, UDP's North Bank spokesperson, dismisses Martin's suggestion, saying he is not in any position to describe UDP's candidature. It could be recalled that Mr. Martin, in an interview with The Voice newspaper published on Monday, called on UDP's Usainu Dabo and Halifa Saleh of PDOIS to be pillars of change. He thanked the two leaders for their significant contributions in Gambia's political development, but he also urged them to give up their presidential ambitions and give chance to the younger generation of politicians ahead of 2026 presidential elections. In a move to improve regional air connectivity and promote tourism, trade and cultural exchange, the Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Honorable Abdoulaye Diop, on Monday led a high-level meeting with officials from Air Senegal to assess progress on the demonstration of the Gambian-Dakar air route. The meeting, attended by the Permanent Secretary of MOTAC, Director General and senior officials of the Gambia Tourism Board, GT Board, provided a platform to explore strategies aimed at making travel between the Gambia and Senegal more accessible, efficient and affordable. The Banjul-Dakar corridor is considered a strategic route, and strengthening it is seen as vital for boosting intra-regional mobility. Discussions focused on operational and regulatory needs to advance the demonstration process, and the technical teams from both sides expected to continue the dialogue. PP Sobeya leader Esa Fall has accused President Adama Barrow of trying to create a de facto one-party state which no one is talking about. Speaking in a recent interview, Fall warned that raising registration fees for political parties to $1 million and setting parliamentary participation at $500,000 is a deliberate tactic to restrict political competition and exclude many from the democratic process. I think Barrow is trying to create a de facto one-party state. Nobody is talking about it. If you make registration such that people cannot afford to run for election, the field is free for you, he argued. Fall says he is not blaming the National Assembly for the approval, stressing that he is blaming the president for promoting that bill because it is the president's idea. He pointed out it is the president's bill that went to parliament and was passed. APP Sobeya leader said they will challenge the bill as unconstitutional, stating that Gambia's democracy was not in the exclusive reserve of wealthy individuals. We will not accept that. We will go to court and challenge this as unconstitutional. We have to have confidence in the Supreme Court that they will do the right thing. But clearly, this law is unconstitutional, Fall said. Now to the international news. Hundreds of arrests during deadly Angola fuel protest. Police in Angola say 4 people have been killed and 500 have been arrested after demonstrations in the capital, Luanda. What began as a 3-day strike by taxi drivers against rising petrol prices has escalated into one of the most whispered and disruptive waves of protest the country has seen in recent years. Thousands of people joined demonstrations in the capital on Monday that saw roads blocked, shops looted, cars destroyed, as well as clashes between demonstrators and police. This is all we have for you in our today's newspaper review. Do stay tuned for more newspaper reviews. I remain your host, Fat George.